the sights and the heights of glamour. Catch the views. Draw the emotions on AKBC Channel 45. Pathfinder Am 45, making your Monday morning worthwhile.
And only have a worthwhile Monday morning here from now till a few minutes till 11 a.m. when we shall be out of here. It is so good to know you are still there watching the program. It's Pathfinder on AKBC TV. Right now on a special interview, I am going to be interacting with someone who has created an impact in the life of students in a particular school in Akwa Ibom State. He has done so well and the students are happy. The teachers in the same school are happy. And of course, the community, Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria at large, even outside the country where he travels to, they are very proud of him. And of course, you agree with me that the Catholic community will also be very happy with him. I am talking about the principal of St. Columbano Secondary School, Ikwen. But right now, I am happy to tell you that he's going to join us from where he is so that we'll have an interaction with him. So you are going to hear his voice as I'm going to talk to him, because he wants to talk about things that goes on in the school. He also want to tell you the impact the school has created in Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria at large. And of course, he also wants to share experiences of what you St. Columbano Secondary School has to offer. So are you planning on where to send your child to? Are you thinking of where and how it can work for you? Why not just stick around as we are going to bring that up on this particular segment of the program. So just be on standby because we are going to talk with him right now and then he will have some questions to answer. All right now I'm happy to join Reverend Father Dr. Am Umoren, the principal of St. Columbano Secondary School, Ikwen, in Oboroka local government area of Akwa Ibom State. You are going to hear him talk about the school and everything that the school has to offer. Hello, good morning, Reverend Father Am Umoren.
Good morning, Inobong. Pleased to be here.
It's good to hear your voice.
Thank you.
How is life where you are?
I am fine. Everything is fine. Okay. Thank God for all we have.
Okay, thank you very much. So you're on to Pathfinder on AKBC TV right now, and we want to hear more about St. Columbano Secondary School, Ikwen. First of all, let's start by knowing the school.
Thank you, Inobong, and thank you, listeners. My name is Reverend Father Am Umoren. And as she has said, I am privileged to serve as a principal of our unique school, St. Columbano Secondary School, Ikwen. St. Columbano Secondary School, Ikwen is a co-educational school. It is owned by the Catholic Diocese of Ikwen, so it's a Catholic school, it's a Catholic high school. And our proprietor is Most Reverend Camillus Raymond Umo. It's a very, very long-standing school. It was founded in 1959. But you know, the government took it over and has been running it for some time till about the last 14 to 15 years when it was handed over to the mission again. So that's why we are like starting over as a mission school. St. Columbanus is one of those schools you can count on. I want to be very modest. I'm not saying it is the only school in town, but I tell you very sincerely, it is one of those schools you can count on for the formation of your child. It is located in Oborokara local government area of Akwa Ibom State, about 20 minutes from Ikoripene. The road is good, it's very accessible, the environment is very conducive, the surrounding and the community is very hospitable and very secure. And our students have the best of the environment for what it takes to become the geniuses of tomorrow. So I am happy to have this platform to invite you to explore the gainful possibility of having your child register in St. Columbano Secondary School, Ikwen.
Okay. Reverend Father, we understand that St. Columbano Secondary School is a boarding school, it's not a day school. Why is it so?
Yes, St. Columbano Secondary School is a boarding school, and not just a boarding school, it is compulsory boarding.
Okay.
You know, every school has its own strategy, has its own strength, has its own way of doing things. These schools are not bad, no. But the one we do not the one we do not fathom is when you have to bring the day students together with the boarders.
Okay.
It takes a lot, and sometimes there are more disadvantages than advantages. But if you have a day school separately and a boarding school separately, it's much better. All the same, St. Columbanus is unique.
Okay.
We are not competing with anybody, but the best arrangement for us is to have all our students on campus. And the main reason for that is it makes it easy, it makes it easier for us to give the formation, because St. Columbanus is not just a school, it is a formation center. And when we're able to bring the kids together, many things happen. First of all, we take control and we take charge of the situation. Secondly, we try to help them to detach from home, and you know what it means to be at home, especially with the grandmothers and grandfathers,
Yeah.
not even the parents. And we get them detached from home. Thirdly, we have all the time, morning, afternoon, evening, and night, to inculcate in them all the values we need to. And by the time they come back home, it's like going for a course. You go and focus on that and get back home for maybe recreation or for break. By the time they go back home, they must have learned so much. So we are not just a boarding school family. We are a compulsory boarding school family.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now let's take a look at your curriculum. Where do you get your teaching platform from? How do you do it? Is it a British? Is it American? How do you do it?
It is first of all Nigerian.
Nigerians to start with.
I mean, first of all, primary. Let's start from the charity begins at home.
Okay.
So St. Columbanus is in Nigeria. We are proud to be here. So we begin from where we are. We have the same curriculum with the other schools as approved by the Ministry of Education, but we spice up our curriculum. And that's what makes us unique. We spice up our curriculum and bring in a little of the British curriculum and a little of the other nations' curriculum that can help our children, because some of our children are able, after finishing from St. Columbanus, they are able to go outside for further studies, and we don't want them to be stranded. We also want them to have the basic qualification for such admission abroad. So we try to harmonize our Nigerian curriculum, and we bring in the other curricula that can help our children get ready for such challenges and exposure even outside Nigeria. For example, we have also, spiced up our Nigerian curriculum with the Cambridge curriculum. We are a Cambridge international school. We are approved to take the Cambridge exams, both the O levels and the A levels, and we've been doing that. And it's not everybody that is able to afford education abroad and what it takes to be there. So the advantage of being a student of St. Columbanus is whether you are able to register for the Cambridge pilot class or not, we have already harmonized our basic curriculum to reflect the curriculum of Cambridge, so that at the end of it, tomorrow, even if you cannot able to do it now in school, tomorrow, if you want to take the Cambridge exam or other exams, you have the basics that can propel you to a good standing in such exams.
Okay.
Apart from the basic curriculum, we also have extracurricular activities that help our students to be balanced. And one final thing I want to say about the curriculum is, in St. Columbanus, that's one thing that makes us unique. We do not just prepare our students for exams; we prepare them for life. So it's not that they come in and we prepare them. Okay, you must pass them checkpoint, you must pass them WAEC, you must pass NECO. Yes, they must pass those exams. But beyond those exams, there is life. So we don't just get students in SS1 to come and do 9 subjects and begin from SS1 to prepare to write WAEC. For us, we are not competing with anybody, and we are not judging anybody who is doing this. But for us, it is not good enough. Our students in SS1 are prepared for life. You become an art student tomorrow, but you still be good in the sciences because we allow you carry all that till sometime in SS2. So we narrow them down to some that you take in exams. And even in the major exams, the final exams, we try to give you a plan B. Some art students, because we make our students to take the WAEC, the NECO, and the GCE. And between the three, we, after preparing you for it, we can make some of you have your plan A, your major area, maybe in science, and in one of them, maybe the NECO, we can also register you for the art, so that by the time you leave St. Columbanus, you leave St. Columbanus equipped for life and not just equipped for any exams.
Okay, it's very interesting to hear that from you. Now, talking about admission process, what does it take to gain admission into St. Columbanus Secondary School?
First of all, it takes the personal resolve of parents and the children to get ready to be formed, to get ready to to do some hard work and take a little stress that can make them the best tomorrow. Secondly, it takes your passing an entrance exam and coming back to school for the formation. But the details include, first of all, because we have gone far with the admission process for this year.
Okay.
But we still have a few. Vacancies for some people, especially in SS1 and in JS1. So what we do is, the registration is online. Just go to the school website, and the school website is www.scossi. Scossi is spelled SCOSSI. It is an acronym for St. Columbanus Secondary School. So www.scossi.sch as in school.ng. Open to that website and click on admission. When you click on admission, the drop box will show you a form that you just need to fill in details about your candidate, upload his or her picture, and transfer the exam fee to the school, and you'll be able to have a unique exam number. You're done. Just come with that to the school. Please, for this month, it's better you do it immediately, because when we are full, we are full.
Okay.
And it's almost there. Come to school any Friday by 9 o'clock after you have registered online, and bring the child to school for exams. The child will take the basic placement exams, and we will interview the child. If the child is good enough, no sentiments at the point of admission. If the child is good enough in the sense of having the potentials for us to help him up or help her up, we'll be happy to train that child for you, and you will not regret the experience.
Okay, do we have specific days you have to come, or should it be every day?
No, only we have finished exams, so this time, especially this month of July, and if we have any more vacancies later in July, you come only on Fridays. Fridays are the best days, because on Fridays the office is open. Even during the holiday, somebody will be there to examine the child. So, but if you have any challenge, and you need to, because there are some people who call from out of state, even from out of the country, we can give online exam, but online exam is very, very rare, and it's not even recommended for somebody who's in Nigeria. Bring the child to school on a Friday so that we can examine the child and interview the child and admit the child. The number you have to call if you have any challenge is 0703 780 9022.
Okay.
0703 780 9022. You can call that or send a WhatsApp message, and somebody will respond to it and be able to guide you through.
All right.
Again, I'm not saying this because I am the principal, but I'm saying this because as a priest, I have a duty to direct parents and direct young people onto the right path. I want to advise you, if you have a child of secondary school age, bring that child to St. Columbanus. Let us train that child for you. Let us form that child for you. And you'll be better for it. The society will be better for it. Your family will be better for it. The church will be better for it with such a child. So consider bringing your child to St. Columbanus, and there are many things that you will gain.
All right.
I promise you.
Okay, you're talking about them. I heard you talk about online. Is it possible to be a student of St. Columbanus online, or it has to just be, you have to be on campus?
You can't be a student of St. Columbanus online. We give you online placement exam. And if
Okay.
we determine that you are good, because there are some people who write their exams from Europe, from America, from different places, and there is no way you want them to pay all that money just to come and take exams from America and go back and await resumption. So we give them online exam, and if we determine that they have done well, we admit them. So it's only online placement exam, not online classes. Actually, when my students are at home and when there is need for it, we organize online classes and tutorials for them while at home. But it is not as effective as on-site tutorials in school. So we will not, as of now, we will not begin online classes, except it is continuing tutorials for our students during the holiday while they are in their parents' homes.
Okay. Remember, Father, while you are still talking now, the environment of St. Columbano Secondary School is on the screen and people are getting to see it. So we want to use this opportunity to ask you, how do you do it? I mean, to maintain this kind of environment and have these well-behaved and, well-dressed children in this school.
Yes, thank you very much. We none of us can take glory for this, except that we have allowed ourselves to be used by God. We are instruments in God's hands for the formation of these children. Remember, it is a mission school, and there are some pillars of our formation. Number one, the academic development of the child. Number two, the discipline. Number three, the moral formation. Number four, the spiritual formation. These four help us to maintain our uniqueness. We let the students know that from day one, the academic life is very important, and we try every time. I've already said we may not be the best in town. We don't even have to be the best in town, but everybody who has come to St. Columbanus knows that we are striving after that. We've never given up. Every day we want to raise the bar of excellence, and we let our students know that if you're scoring 90% today, that's good enough, but it's not the best. You could still score 100%. And I tell my students 99 is not good enough, where 100 is possible. So we try to raise that bar of excellence, and it has come into the psyche of the students to know that hard work pays, and we do a lot to get them to understand that while they're coming to school, the reason it is compulsory boarding, that just in school virtually everything is done for them. You get to class, and from there go to the refectory, food is prepared, go to the chapel and pray, come back and play, and then go back to the dormitory and sleep. All these things are done for them so that they have time to study. So the academic life of St. Columbanus shapes the child and prepares the child for the future, and that's why we make sure the environment is tidy, the environment is serene, because it gets into their psyche that they are in an environment that can motivate them to read and study well. Apart from academics, the second one is discipline. See, discipline is not a matter of it's not timidity. Discipline is not just punishment. Discipline is the appreciation of the fact that you are supposed to be a very well morally sound person who conducts himself or herself by his or her own conviction that the best is what he or she wants. So my students are not just people who begin to behave well when father is there, when the teachers are there, when the principal is there, and when the parents are there, but people who know that you should behave well in season and out of season. And how do we do that? We let them know from day one, you cannot succeed without being a disciplined person. It takes a lot, and it may be difficult at the beginning, challenging at the beginning, but with time they flow. And that's why I give it to them. My kids are very, very, very disciplined. Number three, I want to be fast about this. Number three is morality.
Okay.
And dear listeners, today, let nobody deceive you. There's a lot of stupid things happening in all schools. Any school that wants to contest this adversely is maybe not telling the truth. The only thing we do, St. Columbanus does, and I'm sure other schools that are serious are also doing, is to make sure you deploy conscientious team of adult supervisors, and that's what we do. There's no dull moment in St. Columbanus. we do not allow the children to do what they have been influenced to do outside. When you come back to St. Columbanus, it's a different world. So we make sure that you know that you need to be morally sound. There are things you cannot do. There are things you must not do. St. Columbanus is a formation center. You come there, we show them love, we treat them well, but we let them know also that there are some things at this level that you cannot just do. And it helps us. That's why you can't misbehave in St. Columbanus and not be caught. In 10-15 minutes, you'll be seen if you're staying away from chapel, if you're not in class, if you're not in the refectory, if you're making noise in class, all those stupid things. And there are some things you do and it will merit instant expulsion. This is a mission school. For example, exam malpractice, maybe stealing, when we try to form you and change you and you want to be changed. There's some things that can land you at home after we have tried. So morality and moral formation, very important. And finally, spiritual formation. It is a mission school. It's a Catholic mission school, and we learn to pray, and it has always paid off. Our students are very, very spiritual, very religious, and God has been on our side. So when you bring all things together, the academic life, the morality, the discipline, and the spiritual formation, that's why we have seen that God has given us a uniqueness that we are very proud of.
Talking about being very proud of, I have been in St. Columbanus a few times, and I hear and I do see that you seem to interact with your students one-on-one. You seem to know them by the names, and you seem to call a name when somebody is just at a distance, and I wonder how you do it. Is it possible that you are familiar with all the children in St. Columbanus Secondary School?
Yes, of course, they're my children, and if a father does not know his children, that would be terrible. Of course, all of us teachers know that the best way psychologically to capture the attention and interest of your child or student is to know him by name. It is not easy, but you have to study their names. It would have been easier for me if I were teaching them in class, but I'm not teaching them in class, so that the opportunity I have to know them is first of all at the admission desk.
Okay.
I begin to learn from the admission desk, and when they come back to school, there's a law in St. Columbanus. I am their father, and I'm proud to be their father, and they are also happy and proud to be my children, especially when they behave well. And even if they don't behave well, they come back to me as prodigal children. I show them love, and I take them back and correct them. There's a law in St. Columbanus. You cannot stay for 48 hours without coming to the principal. You just have to come and greet me. Even if you don't do anything, you just need to come and greet me. And of course, it's not a joke. You could be punished for not coming. You could be punished. Anybody who tries to hide in the crowd will be in trouble. So why do I do that? I want to know them. I want them to be free with me. I want them to tell me what they should have told their parents at home. While in school, I am their father. And most of them, 99% of them, respond to this. There could be just 1% that will still be running away from the principal, and that's the person that I'm trying to draw closer. But all my students, I know them. I especially those ones who the troublemakers, those are the ones I know more, because every list of noisemakers, there are some people who will be there, and you cannot miss them. But I also know the very good ones who come around me. I have time with them every evening. During operation, they come. Those who are coming to greet me, those who are coming to complain, those who are coming to thank me, those who are coming to cry to me, those who are coming to tell me they're sick. I give them that time, and it helps in the formation. And because they know that I'm interested, I'm passionate about their future, they are able to tell me all the things. There are some things I know about some of my children in school that their biological parents do not know. And I'm proud to say that, and I'm happy for them. It helps the formation. St. Columbanus is not just a school, it is a family.
That is interesting to know. Now let's talk about the feeding arrangement. We know that the economy is biting. Even before now, we know that things are hard. I mean, St. Columbanus Secondary School is a boarding school, and we know that you have to feed the children 3 times a day, right? And then they have to take care of their other needs, like what they drink. And how is it possible? How do you do that?
We do our best, and I've been telling them that even though things have changed, I was in a boarding school, I was in seminary high school, one of the best schools in town, that is Queen Apostle Seminary of Farabo. giving my children now in St. Columbanus something that is much better than what I was given as a mother, because I know the children today, they want to grow. Honestly, things are difficult, and I tell the parents, some people may say, okay, oh, the fee that is charged is much. Yes. For example, last term, everything in St. Columbanus last term, tuition, boarding, health insurance, everything came to 220. That sounds like a lot, but not all that goes into feeding. Honestly, that is not even enough. We have to go look for money because we are passionate about it. My bishop gives us some subvention. We have no help from the government. So my bishop gives us some grant, and from parents, some benefactors, we are able to inject much more into their feeding. And dear listeners, my students can testify to this. It can never be anything close to what some of the parents are giving them from their kitchen. But as far as the school environment is concerned, and given what we charge, our feeding is very, very, very good. I can testify to that because I don't just go to look at their food, I go to eat their food, I go to test their food. And there are some days it's very good and I'll be clapping and they'll be clapping in the refectory. But there are some days I test their food and sometimes it's not the best and they see me frown and then I call for those who are in charge and I get something done. This happens also in the family. Their food is very good. We are making sacrifices to augment whatever is paid to make sure we give them the best. And you know what? St. Columbanus does not allow provisions. That makes it more challenging for us. Because since we don't allow provisions, we have to make sure we give them some good food. And we are trying to do that. And in addition to that, we give them snacks, sometimes twice a day. So there are some days that my students have something to put into their mouth up to 5 times, sometimes 4 times. There's the 3 square meals plus snacks once or twice a day. And they are fine. Every day, I don't mean some days, every day in school. So we try to, these are children that are growing, but you know what, sometimes they still finish, and some still look for more. They come to my house, that's why it's a family. If they come to my house, and in most cases I have something, why wouldn't I give them? They can tell you what happens. So it's a family, but I make sure that they're happy. I also want them to know that you don't have everything you need in this world. There is need to make some sacrifices, and that's why you may want to eat 10 times at home, but in school we give you 3 or 4 times, and that helps them to begin to see that in this life there are things you cannot do, and there are some things you cannot reach, some places you cannot reach, and there is something called sacrifice, and I'm making that. But as for feeding, they are good.
Okay. Now, talking about schools, Father Moren, please, you have to agree with me. You've mentioned it earlier when you were talking, but it's pertinent. It's very, very important that we bring it on bear again, so that people may get to understand this idea of issues that we are having in secondary schools, in particular, where we are having children being molested, where children are being abused by fellow students and even by teachers, and we're also having these social vices. Children are smoking, are being caught taking part in one cult activity or the other, and we know that it's very alarming now in secondary school. Is it that something like that has not happened in St. Columbanus Secondary School, or is it the one we have not heard, or how do you manage the situation?
Yes, thank you very much. I don't want to say, I could say it has not happened, but I don't want to say it has not happened. The reason I'm saying that is the tendency is there for most of these children from the different backgrounds. I have almost 700 plus, and if they come from different background to school, there are those who are coming from a very good disciplined background, those who are coming from a very loose background, and all of them come together. The possibility of one telling the other person or influencing the other person on some of these ills is there. What do we do? From day one, we look out for it. From day one, even if you have the tendency, you will not be able to exercise it in St. Columbanus. And if we make sure that we stop you from whatever you came from home with, as far as St. Columbanus is concerned, and you don't want to be stopped, then I will drop you for your parents. That's why I talked about adult supervision. So I don't want anybody to deceive you that these children are coming from the moon. No, they are coming from the society. The tendencies are there. They come from a society where they see even their siblings and other people smoking. They see their siblings and other people talking about cultism, talking about even sexuality, and talking about exam malpractice, and also even doing it in nursery schools. When they come to St. Columbanus, it is not easy. Any school may ignore it, but we don't. I
Okay.
make sure with my team, we follow them up and we stop them from doing it and then come now to explain to them why those things don't help. And because of that, and from that point of view, I tell you, those things you mentioned are almost non-existent in St. Columbanus. You may be asking, how do you do that? No, I have about 72 CCTV cameras in the compound. And when I'm not there, even in the dormitories, when I am not there, I am there. When we are not there, we are there. And we check. And not that when we check and catch somebody, we expel the person immediately. No, it's a formation ground. If we catch you with a tendency that we know is very destructive, very risky, we call you. We have a counselor. We sit with you. We talk with you. Sometimes I call parents. Sometimes I don't even call parents. It's a service we are happy to give to the children and to the parents. So most of these things, even if the tendencies, that's my answer, even the tendencies were there, they are nipped in the bud, and we don't allow them to manifest themselves, because when they come in there, you know, it's a different grounds. You can't be in St. Columbanus and be thinking of, I've never heard, I've never seen, I've never caught anybody trying to smoke. Tendencies of what do you call it, cultism. There was once I suspected that, and it didn't waste time. We had to drop the person for the parents, especially when I found out that the parents were not cooperative in helping us to help the child. You know, that's one thing. I want to thank God for the parents of St. Columbanus, wonderful people. They have been very helpful, because they partner with school, partner with us to make sure we train the children. And of course, there's some things, exam malpractice, the tendencies are there. The tendencies are there, but we make sure we don't allow them. When you're caught, you're home. You're home. Another thing we do to make sure it doesn't happen is we teach them. We teach them. Anybody, even our closest, our worst enemies, would not accuse us of not teaching. There is teaching and learning in St. Columbanus. We teach them, because when they know, when they have that knowledge, it will reduce the tendency of thinking of exam malpractice. So those tendencies are nipped in the bud, and we make sure we follow up and help our children to avoid that. Finally, these are boys and girls, young people, teenagers staying together, and you can't rule out the natural tendency of, sexuality. What do? We have sexuality education in the curriculum. We let them appreciate the sexuality of each and one another, and then we also talk to them from the point of view of the church to tell them what it means to respect themselves and respect one another. And we have really succeeded. You find out that St. Columbanus is one of the very few Catholic schools that is co-educational, but God has helped us because of our door supervision. So all these things, the tendencies could be there, but the truth is that in St. Columbanus, we have a way of making sure we train our students to know that this is bad and to avoid whatever is bad.
That's very interesting to know. As you are talking, I can assure you that the parents and others are watching at home and are seeing it on the screen live, what you're talking about. And the phone number is also being displayed on the screen. So anyone that will have further questions to ask you will be able to call. And then we're talking about school, because we don't want to roll this out. In secondary school, we've talked about morality, yes. We talk about feeding arrangement, yes. Let's also talk about their intellect. I mean, are there outstanding achievements without blowing your trumpet that you can boast off from Columbanus Secondary School?
Of course, that's true. I'm happy you said it without blowing your trumpet, because that's exactly what I don't want to sound like.
We just want to hear those achievements.
Yes. If there's any achievement we are very proud of, it is the emergence of our students as geniuses wherever they go to.
Okay.
Because St. Columbanus has become like a preparatory ground. When they move out to, I have in the past years, many of my students who have made first class in their different universities, in the studies they made, in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. We prepare them also, like the Cambridge program. Last year, we had one person who also got some scholarship with admission to study, and she is preparing her papers to move out now. Those who were out, the feedback we are getting and the commendations we are getting from their schools abroad really encourage us. So you come back to school and you see the result. For some time now, the result of St. Columbanus has been 100%. That does not mean that nobody fails. Sometimes one or two people, because what you put in is what you take out. You garbage in and garbage out. No, there's no way you would sit down and not read and hope to have 100%. But almost everybody between the NECO and WAEC and GCE would always go out of St. Columbanus smiling with a result. And that is because of the hard work. And we are happy that all our students have what they can use for admission into tertiary institutions. This last time, we did much better and much better. We keep raising the bar of excellence in academic. We did much better. Most of our students did very well. In fact, out of the 120 students, they were not up to 11 who did not score up to 200 and above in JAM. And we had about 8 to 10 of them who scored over 300 in JAM. And that was really very, very encouraging. Some people scoring 313, 320, 330 something and more. And it has really made us appreciate the fact that hard work pays. And I tell you, that did not fall from heaven. Those children studied. Those children read. The teachers were wonderful. I have a wonderful team of teachers, very committed, and they know what they're doing. And at the end of it, it paid off. So as far as academic life is concerned, we have a lot to be very proud of in our children, in our products, because they are excelling in schools and after schools. Also, we are very proud of our students, and when we have the feedback from employers and from others about their conduct, St. Columbanus stands out as a center of discipline. So these things make us very happy and very proud. Finally, I know that we have tried to keep our name. We have a name to protect. And when we say St. Columbanus is unique, we are proud of that uniqueness. There are some things that cannot happen in St. Columbanus. And there are some things that have happened in St. Columbanus that are making us a best setter. I'm happy that other people are now beginning to do the things that we started. For example, it is an initiative of St. Columbanus to keep students back in school and make them remedy their inadequacies if they failed any exam. Many schools have started doing that now, and it's good, and I'm happy they're starting. But they must acknowledge that we have the copyright. We have the copyright, and up till now, we don't charge. There are so many schools that are charging so much to keep those children and get them to remedy for the inadequacies. But we don't charge. We give it as a service because my joy is to see those children come up. So we are very happy and very proud of these initiatives that are now being used by other schools, and it's helping other children. There are so many other things that we have. We've been a best setter and we're happy about it. I keep on telling my students there is no place like St. Columbanus. And between the discipline, between the academic life, between the family life, between the spiritual formation, between the moral formation, and everything that happens in school, we are proud of our school, and God has been on our side.
That's very interesting to hear. Now, Father Omoren, before we go, finally, advice to words who are looking for where to send their children to in this new school session.
Good. No good thing comes better. Honestly, we have reasons to invite you to explore the gains of studying in St. Columbanus or sending your child to St. Columbanus. Well, you may have seen, you may have heard, you may have known one or two things that are good and one or two things that are bad. But I tell you, come and experience it. Don't mind what people are saying. Don't just stay there and listen to only what people are saying. Come and experience it. Because there are times in St. Columbanus I'll tell you yes, and you're very happy. There are times in St. Columbanus I'll have reasons to tell you no, and some people don't want to take a no. But sometimes, respectfully, I have to tell you no. And I tell you no because of the children. So whether yes or no is for the benefit of the children. And I want to invite all parents, and all children who have need of being in a place that will help you to grow. Consider coming to St. Columbanus.
Thank you.
You can't have a better place.
Thank you very much.
St. Columbanus. Again, every Friday, we have exams for now. Go online and register the child and call the number that is on the screen and reach us, and we can direct you. There is no place like St. Columbanus. I'll be very happy to train that child for you, and at the end of it, you will smile because it will be God doing it and not just man. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We also pray from this side that God will continue to give you on your staff the strength to continue to carry on the affairs of St. Columbano Secondary School. You are doing well.
Thank you, Noble. God bless you. You're doing well too.
Have a nice day, sir. Thank you for calling. Thank you.
Too. God bless.
Okay, so that has been it, and you've heard it yourself. So what you need to do is just to avail yourself. Use the opportunity, and you won't regret you did it. Thank you very much for staying with us on this particular segment of the program.